Alrighty, guys, welcome to a very exciting show match that we are going to be bringing you guys today. It's going to be pretty much a 10-man mixed group from Tempo Storm and Luminosity. My name is Mega Man, and joining me for this BO3 is going to be the one and only Blue. How you feeling, my man?
Hey, how's it going? Pretty good. How about you?
I'm feeling good. This is very exciting. Obviously, I'm a big fan of the Brazilian CS scene, so getting the opportunity to do something. I mean, Fallen asked me personally to do this, so I was very taken aback and very excited to do this sort of thing. So really cool stuff, and I hope that the viewers enjoy this as much as we do, because these guys are actually playing for $2,000, sponsored by CSGO Wild for this. So shout out to CSGO Wild, the sponsor that put this whole thing together, and shout out to the players in the server who are going to be brawling it out here on a couple of different maps for us today.
Yeah, so the way I think they did it is they did it sort of like a basically like a captain's draft, basically, where the two captains just started picking players from the pool of 10. Ended up being for Team Zeus' side, he's got Cold, Fallen, FNX, Boltz, and Showtime on his team, which I personally think is probably a little bit stacked there, but we'll see how it works out when we get into the game. And then for Peacemaker, he ended up getting Fur, Henny, Felps, Taco, and Lucas on his team.
Yeah, you got to also think, though, that Peacemaker's team has got some... I mean, they've all got chemistry. They all live under the same roof pretty much. You know, I think they have two houses out there, and they each game in both of those houses. So, obviously, a lot of camaraderie going on here. I can't read what they're actually typing in chat. I'm sure somebody can talk.
They're literally across the street from each other, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they actually... The reason that we were briefly delayed was just basically because they had to move the computers for some of the players to the other house. So they just unhooked their stuff and set it up in the other side of the street or whatever they do. So gonna be pretty exciting on this one. I'm very anxious because starting on the first map obviously is gonna be Mirage. We've also got Train as a third map if we need it. And what was the second map? I think it was Overpass?
I think so. Let me double check. No, it should be Cobble for the second map.
Ah, you're right, yeah. So we're gonna get to see pretty much the Fur versus Cold battle. We get to see the Henny versus Fallen battle, the Felps versus FNX battle, the Boltz versus Lucas battle, the Showtime versus Vaco de Taco battle. So we'll see how everything pans out on this. I'm really excited for the two oppers to go at it. It's going to be pretty awesome.
And you could not pick like a better map to start it off on, as we're going on Mirage, a map that both of these teams have shown proficiency in the past. Luminosity, of course, needs no introduction with their own skill playing on this map, and then Tempo Storm, who beat plenty of the North American teams in the IM qualifier just last weekend on this map too. So it's probably going to be a very competitive one to start things off, especially with it being the mixed teams.
Yeah, so I'm really excited. You get to see you got Fallen the IGL on the one side, man. He's probably going to be calling crazy strats for his team. So I expect to see a little bit of that Luminosity influence and a little bit of the other side as well. And it looks like we are getting into the knife round. Now, for you guys watching, if there's any issues with the sound levels, let me know. If I need to bring the in-game up, if I need to turn Blue down, if I need to turn myself up, let me know, guys, and I will adjust it as we go along. But for the time being, we are live into the knife round here to start things off on Mirage.
It's going to be a good match, guys. We'll be here. This is a full best of 3. I don't think we'll be continuing beyond that, so just make sure you guys are around here for the full set. And we'll get to see all the matches, and it looks like Team Peacemaker will be picking up the knife round, so they're going to get their side to start off, and more than likely, they're going to be just sticking on here to the CT side.
Absolutely. So, looking to see this one go ahead and take off here very shortly for you guys. Very excited to do this, so... we are going to be seeing Team Peacemaker on the CT side, and again, that's FNX, Showtime, Boltz, Coldzera, and Fallen versus Team Zeus. It's actually kind of funny because Fallen's playing against his coach's team, so pretty good stuff. But you got Henny Fur, Lucas, Vaco, or Taco, or Bat, however you want to say it, and Felps on the Zeus side of things. So should be getting this one live and underway, boys, into the pistol round. Very excited for this.
And it looks like they just have to figure out the server and actually get things started up, because I think when they just restarted it, it went back to a knife round instead of starting the actual game. So give them a second and they should be able to sort it out. We've been told that there is an inside joke going on here too with Team Peacemakers. The tags, it doesn't necessarily say Team Peacemaker in front of them. It says, I hope I'm not butchering this, SeDerOpera, which apparently translates in Brazilian to knife if possible. And I think a lot of people know what that entails too, if you've been following the NAFPL drama over the past week.
Yes, indeedy. So we'll see. We'll see. I expect to see. Obviously they're playing for a little bit of money here, but I expect to see some pretty funny stuff as this goes on. I expect to see some knife attempts being made, because I don't know if you remember this, Blue, but back at the beginning of CSGO, there was actually a NIP versus NIP show match where they brought back some of the old NIP players like Heaton and Potty and some of these other guys that played. Fisker was playing, and they played 1.6, the CSGO team versus the 1.6 team, and it was just every opportunity they had to knife each other. They were just shanks all over the place.
So it should be a fun one. I think, so to talk more technically for a second, I think one of the really cool things about seeing this show match too is you get to see, like, just hopefully at least we get to see just how close these two teams are in terms of their individual skill, and we get to see the strategies start to mix and match there a little bit as well, because these two teams are incredibly close to each other. Ever since the Games Academy roster, which is now under Tempo Storm, got brought up to the new house in Los Angeles, they've been working very closely with Luminosity, and it's a very tight-knit community between these two teams. So it's great to see a show match now, and you can hopefully see, obviously, we'll get to see the skill of the Brazilian players overall, but we get to see some of the possible upcoming skill of the team like Tempo Storm, who I think is going to have a very bright future over the next coming months.
And I absolutely agree. And actually, you're going to now be at the MLG qualifier, which Tempo Storm is going to be at next week, I believe it is. So a lot of very cool stuff. We'll get to see these guys again very, very soon, especially on LAN, and see how these guys do, because they made it past that online qualifier, and now they get to go to the LAN to prove their worth and see if they can make it to the LAN finals for the major, which is going to be awesome, because obviously Luminosity is already there because they're in the Legends group. They're in the top 8, so they get the automatic berth in there. And if we can get a second Brazilian team, we might see all 10 of these players playing on LAN on the big stage, which would be very, very cool.
I was actually looking at the groups earlier, now to sort of catch myself up to it, because I kind of have to, obviously. And I think, hold on, let me find this again. There we go. I was looking at it, and honestly, they might have a pretty good chance of making it too, because in their group, they're going to have Enemy, Flipside, and G2 to go up against. Flipside and Enemy honestly might be weaker targets now, especially Enemy not having, potentially, I should say, not having Kust on the roster at the actual LAN. That could be, that could weaken them by quite a large margin. And that could actually open up quite a big hole for Tempo Storm to punch through and pick up the second seed in that group.
Absolutely. So it would be very interesting to see 2 Brazilian teams make it to the MLG major. That would be fan-freaking-tastic. Especially, it's the first major in North America. Obviously, a lot of pressure is on to strut their stuff and show things. So we'll see how they do. And I am aware, guys, that the teams at the top are flip-flopped. I apologize for that, but there's nothing I can do to fix that. It might fix it after the game goes live and a round goes in. So, but nothing I can do. So that part is out of my hands. That's just an overlay glitch from CSGO, Valvo.
So we're just waiting for those server issues to get fixed. I think they made a mistake or something. So, like I said, neither of us know Portuguese, so we cannot really tell you what they're talking about in the game itself. I think they're more joking around with each other more than anything right now. But
I imagine they are.
I know the K spam is like the Portuguese equivalent of LOL, as far as I understand.
I believe you're right.
I think.
I believe you're right. I'm
It's a
sure
new
we'll
culture,
get corrected
man.
here.
It's a new culture.
But yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to this. This is going to be really exciting, and it's for a good cause as well. This is to bring attention to the Games Academy project that Fallen started down there, as well as Gamers Club, which is one of the websites that they have for pugging and matchmaking, I believe, down in the South American Brazilian region. So trying to bring a lot of awareness to these guys and awareness to what they stand for. And one of the things that I've noticed between casting, the South American teams, Luminosity and Tempo Storm, I actually got the chance to cast them both on LAN when they came to the Winout LAN in Philadelphia last year. I got to meet all of these guys, which was really, really cool. And they're just one big family. The whole Brazilian scene is one big family. They would live and die for their brothers. And that's one of the things that you hear. You don't hear people say, "Oh, welcome to the team" or "Welcome to the crew." It's "Welcome to the family" with these guys, and I have a lot of respect for that kind of camaraderie in the community. So, big kudos to everybody who's come out here to watch this. We've got almost 2,500 people on a Friday night watching a show match between two Brazilian teams. This is fantastic, and the support that you guys show, I can't express how loved I'm sure these guys feel from all of this. So I just want to say personally thank you to everybody who's come out to watch. Thank you for supporting this, because this is for a good cause. And it looks like we are getting things underway.
Nope.
Maybe?
No, hold on. They're still trying to fix. So it's something with the server config, I think, in them trying to start the actual game. I keep noticing they keep resetting the round, but they reset the round and it's like a knife round preset. So they keep resetting it into another knife round. So it's not what needs to happen. They have to fix this so that it actually starts the real game. As far as I can tell, anyway, that's what's happening. Mega Man, they are fixing the server issue. Just a sec. Capatronic.
Thank you, Fallen.
All right, so we're just waiting for that to get fixed. And we don't just have this many people on the English stream too, but I think there's like 3,000 or 4,000 more watching over on the Portuguese stream too, which Beta is working with us today to cast that. So if any of you guys are watching, I can understand English and Portuguese, and you'd like to watch the Portuguese stream, just add a 2 to the URL bar at the top. And you can go ahead and watch that stream as well, which Beta is doing over on the second channel.
Yeah, and a lot of love for Beta as well, man. This guy, he casts pretty much every single one of the Brazilian games in Portuguese for the fans to be able to watch and enjoy in their native tongue. So big kudos to him. Great guy. We've been chatting in Skype with him all day. So really, really nice guy, and he does a lot of good things for the scene as well. So if you get the chance to, go follow him on Twitter and show your love to him as well. So doing big things over there. And like Blue said, Games Academy 2 is the channel on azubu.tv. So make sure you guys check that out if you do speak Portuguese and you want to hear it in your native language. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck with me and Blue casting it in highly broken English. Maybe
highly broken.
Highly broken. Not just slightly, just highly broken.
I got an A+ in my freshman seminar class for English. So
look at you go.
Yeah. Don't talk to me. Oh, okay.
Oh, well, they're just
now we're changing the map. Okay, so map 1 is a tie, and now we go to map 2.
Yes, indeed. So tie 0-0. No, since they won the knife round. Oh no, it looks like I'm getting kicked out of. Nope. Now we're going to train.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's swapped to another one.
Mine's still loading Cobble, so I might have got kicked out. We'll see.
Maybe mine swapped over to train. I don't want people to see my rank. My matchmaking rank if it drops back to the main screen.
It's okay.
I'm just kidding. Global Elite, baby, yeah!
So they did tell us that they have to restart the server, apparently. Or just restart like the map in order to fix the problem. So we are back in the correct map now, as I've been loaded in. So we're just waiting for the broadcast to catch up and for the players to rejoin. And then hopefully, no guarantees, hopefully, we can restart the match without any further delay. But no guarantees.
No guarantees on that. This is, obviously, it's not the highest production sort of thing, but this is all for fun and it's for a good cause, which is why I personally wanted to do this for him, and I feel like that's probably a lot why you wanted to do it as well, which is always nice to see. I definitely appreciate you casting this with me, Blue.
Yeah, no problem. It's fun. I like these fun matches.
Oh, absolutely.
I think we need more fun events.
I wish that maybe if once ESEA decides that they want to do kind of like the FPL style thing for ESEA, that we can do some casting for some of those sort of pro matches, those pro 10-mans. That would be fun.
To see if that happens.
That would be pretty wild.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just waiting for these guys to hop in. I think I'm going to put some music on in the meantime while we wait for them to join up in the server, guys. So just hang tight for the time being, and we will get this underway as soon as we possibly can. And just give it a few minutes. Looks like we got a handy-dandy little countdown timer, so it looks like we're going to be getting into this one, boys and girls. I'm going to bump up the volume just slightly here in-game, and hopefully everything sounds good to you guys. It looks like the tops of the screen actually sorted themselves out for this, so we should be good to go into this one, and it looks like we're going live into another knife round? No,
they had to
redo
it. They had to redo the knife round because they reloaded the map, so they couldn't just start the game off. So they did another knife round, but they just seeded it back over to... It was actually Team Zews, by the way. Things at the top screwed me over. But now it looks like we're finally going live. So
yes,
let's get to it. Let's begin.
Yeah. Let's rock and roll. So again, for you guys that are just tuning in, it's FNX, Showtime, Boltz, Fallen, and Coldzera for Team Zews on the CT side to start off on Mirage. And then for Peacemaker, you've got Henny, Fur, Lucas, Taco, and Felps. And let's get into the pistol round, Blue.
All right, taking a look at it now for Team Peacemaker, they're actually going to watch out for a little bit of mid aggression here. But for Team Zeus, not actually pressing towards just as of yet. They put some of their players out towards mid to watch out in case the terrorists themselves decided to rush it, but it was not the case. Now, take a look at Team Peacemaker. They're trying to line up, but it's going to be a big B push coming in through the apartments if everything stays the same right now.
Showtime is perched up here on top of the halls, and they're just waiting for this peak to come on out. They're going to walk into this. He's going to take the first shot, but he's not going to be able to connect, and now his position is compromised. He's going to have to hit some shots coming out. He's going to spam the P2000. He gets two of them very low, and Fallen is going to be there to pick up a couple of kills. Make that 3 kills exactly, and he drops the bomb carrier. So big hold coming out from Fallen. Papa Fallen over there, and Coldzera is going to chime in with one more. Can Fallen finish off the 4K? No, it's going to be Cold to do so. So Team Zeus on the board. They only lose Showtime, and they do it in a fancy fashion.
Yeah, the final two, not a whole lot left for the true remaining guys on Team Peacemaker to try and pull off there, so they're kind of just stuck in the back of the apartments like, oh, what do we do? What do we do? And then making that last attempt to push in, but doesn't really work out so well. So Zeus's team shuts things down on the first round, and immediately we see the big investment coming in. No rifles, interestingly enough, on the second round, and we're going to see FNX go for the auto shotgun as he presses himself over here towards the edge of T-ramp.
This is actually a terrifying position for the terrorists to be in. If they do push up the ramp, FNX should just be able to mow them down. But they do take over mid-control, and Coldzera is going to be over here behind the smoke on Cat with an MP9 in hand. So he should be able to spray down one or two. They're coming out from underneath of underpass, and Lucas is going to be there. Coldzera is going to lay a little bit of damage out, drop him to 39, and Fallen is going to be right around the corner to help him out. He takes down Felps. So the early damage being done heavily here onto the terrorist side as the early frag goes the way of Team Zeus.
They're just trying to catch some of these other players left in middle too. They know they're there, and it's going to be Cold. Just ripping him to shreds now as he dumps out, picks up 2 kills. Boltz was helping him out there too, but he retreated inside of Connector. It's all on Fur now. He's going to make a last-ditch attempt to try and push himself outside of the T-ramp, but everybody from Zeus's team has a pretty good idea as to where he's positioned, so might be a little bit of a rough patch to make anything happen here at the end of the round.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get too terribly far. Showtime's playing a nice angle. Just spotted him come up the ramp. He does pick up the auto shotgun. Let's see if he can do anything. I've seen Fur use this in the past. Might be able to get a tender little headshot, but he's getting pinched from multiple angles. They're going to spot him out. They do finally finish him off, and it's a 4-man stand here for Team Zeus. They don't salvage the auto shotgun, unfortunately for FNX.
Yeah, he almost got Showtime there at the end of it, but they found him too quickly, so it's a good shutdown. And now for Team Peacemaker, we're going to head into what is essentially the garbage round of now 0 investment. All 5 players with walks. They're not buying anything as they need to save up for that first gun round.
Yeah, they want Henny on that AWP, especially on a map like Mirage. I mean, this whole series definitely favors the Oppers, with it being Mirage and then Cobblestone, and then Train. So this is going to be really nice for the Oppers to try to contend with. But it looks like we're going to have a bit of a bait and switch here. The bomb is over in the B halls. The 4 remaining terrorists are all by A ramp, just waiting to pounce out here and try to pull some sort of a distraction in a rotation. And we'll see if they bite on this on the Zeus side.
They're lining up for it now, but FNX, he's going to try to get aggressive, and that could be trouble. Doesn't decide to proceed actually outside where the trap is waiting, but we'll see in a second, as now Fur is getting a little bit impatient, creeping up, trying to see, is there anything in there? Anything hiding inside of the hole? They won't find it. Now it's FNX's time to try and operate there. Only manages to pick up 1 kill, but now he spots 4 players pushing in towards this site. Nades are rolling in from the side of Team Zeus, so it's going to be a little bit of an effort to try and make that fake work if they wanted to go all in towards it. Now it's all falling over here towards Henny to try and push in towards the B site where the actual play wanted to happen. Felps managing to sneak through with at least 1 kill here on that A bomb site, but he's traded back out by Boltz. And now the final 3 have to try and make something happen.
And it's going to be Cold to spot one here in mid. He actually gets taken down by the Glocks, and he loses the M4, so it kind of swings back now over here towards the terrorist side, but it's going to be Boltz to do a little bit of work by Connector. Takes down Lucas, looking for some more, and Henny now has an M4 and 100 HP to work with, so we'll see how bad the aim punch is. Boltz coming around from window. We're just going to spot them both out here in mid. Now they're going to work their way up quickly towards Connector, and Boltz is going to have a closer range battle with the SMG. And the support comes off of Cat. Showtime finishes off Fur. Boltz finishes off Henny. 3-0 now for Team Zeus as we move into the first gun round. And oh man, look at that investment from the CT side.
It was a good attempt from Team Peacemaker, though, and, you know, with all things considered, for what they brought into that round, they did way more damage than they should have done there. Mainly because, again, they have really good positioning. They were able to overwhelm a couple of the players from Team Zeus's side, so that cost them a lot of money. And now, as you were just mentioning, Team Zeus is going to take a pretty big risk here by going for the double op investment. This actually is emptying them out quite a bit. Only one player, Boltz, is going to be able to afford a rebuy, but we have a very quick battle starting over here towards middle. A couple nades and whatnot will be exchanged, and Lucas will be already down at 17 HP with 0 damage straight over to the CT side.
Yeah, heavy damage being exchanged over there. And now you see they've got the catwalk pinch playing out here. Coldzera's going to be over there, but Fallen answers back, takes down Henny. Cold got Lucas as well. They've come up into this A bomb site, and Taco playing behind this smoke. He's going to get taken down. Oh, and a nice spam through the smoke is Boltz.
Jesus.
And then he just walks into the molly. Last man is over here on Cat. That's going to be Felps, who does manage to bring it back into a 2 versus 1. But he does have to worry about this AWP at the backside by Ticket Booth. He's going to peek out. Showtime actually missing that shot, and Felps has got a little bit of an opportunity now. If he can isolate this 1v1 with Boltz over here underneath of the balcony in A, he might be able to make something happen, but he's got no idea that this player is over here, and the bomb being down behind triple boxes is in a precarious place over there. So tough round for Felps to win.
Zeus's team, too, was absolutely huge on just picking up kills from behind cover positions, so... More specifically, Showtime there, him and along with Boltz were able to sit behind the area in CT spawn and behind Ticket Booth and pick up so many kills. But hold on, Felps, he's not done just as of yet. He moves in and he actually finds the kill on a Boltz just as Showtime is repositioning to get himself further back behind Ticket. As it comes down to the final 1 versus 1, however, Showtime not going to miss his shot with the op, takes him down, and Zeus will just barely pick up the first gun round.
And that whole round right there hinged on Boltz doing so much damage from behind that smoke and Ticket Booth. He was able to just take down Taco with no trade, dinks another player through the smoke, and forces him to run into the Molotov. But a great effort there from Felps in the long run. He's actually at 6-4. The rest of his team is 1-4 or below. And then on the other side, adversely, you have Boltz with a massive 7-1 scoreline to start things off, and a lot of spam in mid is going to catch out a lot of damage. And they're just going to barrel through the smoke. It's going to be Coldzera. 3 frags for him. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
And now the final 2, not a whole lot left that they can use to push. They're even separated too, and the bomb's been lost. So Lucas gets singled out over there towards middle yet again. And on Henny with a Glock, he'll get overwhelmed very easily by Boltz. So Zeus, after a very tough battle in that last round, they go for the Crusher this time, as they actually kind of had to with the economy they were working with there. Not a whole lot left in excess, so they needed to very quickly try and get some of it back.
Yeah, nicely done. That well-timed push on Catwalk caught him pushing through that smoke and was able to take them all down without any kind of a response whatsoever. So nicely managed from the CT side of Team Zeus. Now the op is back in the hands of Henny. We'll see if he can get anything going. He's actually 0-5 right now, so he's off to a very slow start, but we've seen how dominating he can be when he takes over on the CT sides. And he's gonna, well, there was one player that was over in the B halls, drops out into underpass, and Fallen is actually over there with the op trying to lock down that spot. And now it's Henny pushing up on Catwalk. Can he find anything? Cold actually taking down Felps in mid, but it's gonna be Lucas to answer back on a Showtime at Catwalk.
Yeah, Showtime taking a very bold duel there, so he pays the price for that as he's eliminated. Now they get control of middle. The question becomes, though, now how do they get themselves onto the A bomb site from here? Because there's still a lot of defenses, and it actually may prove to be a better option to head over towards B, considering they just killed a player inside of the ladder room, so the defenses are more than likely going to be much weaker over towards that site. And that's what they're sort of doing now. They still have Taco sitting inside of the palace, and he's going to sneak out to try and catch some of these players, but FNX is in a good position to try and catch him, but no! Taco peeks out, he gets dinked, but it's not enough to eliminate him. Survives with 10 HP, and now we're just going to run away to regroup with his team back over towards mid.
Yeah, and the scary part now is look at how spread out the CTs are. Fallen still up in the B halls, looking for a peek and a push coming down that way, and it's going to be Fur to walk up through Connector, and Cold is right around the corner. Gets spotted, and nice shot from Fur. Good turnaround from him. And now Boltz has to hold this bomb site 1 versus 4 until Fallen can get over here and help him out, and he is just eating flashes and smokes over by the ticket booth.
Now they push in, they get good control of the site. The final 2 are stuck behind Ticket Booth. They're going to have to try to make something work. Fallen jumping up, looking for some shots with the op. And they have Taco down very, very low at 10 HP, but Lucas going to stop Boltz the second he peeks up on top of there. Then comes the peek from Fallen, though. He's able to find Taco, realizes a player's coming behind him, but switches his weapons out probably at the worst possible time. Now he's just trying to survive, essentially. He's boxed in, looking for some shots, trying to line it up based on the position of the bullets, but he doesn't realize Henny is up close and personal against him, so he's going to be able to eliminate him. Finally, Team Peacemaker gets themselves onto the board.
That was almost a brilliant play from Boltz by Ticket Booth again. I mean, this guy is so great at holding spots. He actually just spams the wall at Ticket Booth and dropped a player down to sub 30 health. And it was actually, I believe, Lucas who was on the receiving end of that spam, just got annihilated through there. But look at this buy-up from Team Zeus' side. Because they've lost so many players in the last couple of rounds, especially on that Glock Eco round, this force-up is very, very limited. Mag 7 and a CZ. And already up, very aggressive in Halls is Taco. Luckily, that smoke blooms just in time. And that's a great nade into the B Halls from Showtime. That takes 53 off the chest of Henny.
Now these two players from Team Peacemaker are going to push forward. They got to catch Fallen, but they peek too slowly. Easy kills for Fallen to pick up there. Manages to take down Felps. Looking for the second grab too, but the number 7 player there, Fur, is holding back. In the meantime, FNX has already shut down some more of these, so Peacemaker unfortunately playing things on this terrorist side just way too slowly. There's another player that goes down. Henny just trying to walk through the apartments there. He's going to get eliminated. Now it's all on Lucas, and they've already found him inside, so everybody's going to wrap in. They've got the crossbar angle, so Cold's going to easily take him down. And there's Zeus just responding right back. This should break Peacemaker's economy. They actually can force him again, which I think is what they're going to do, but this should empty them out, putting them onto another eco if we see Zeus picking up 2 in a row.
Yeah, this is the all-or-nothing round from Peacemaker's squad. See if they can do anything this time around. 3 AKs and 2 pistols. They found success with the Glock round with that mid control, and we'll see if they decide to go that way again. As there is one player watching in mid. That's going to be Fallen, just spamming this smoke, trying to find some early damage. And that Molotov might connect a little bit on Lucas that's up at the top. Knocks him down to 94, but it pushes him off of the back boxes at the top side of mid. So, nicely done. And they're actually going to go for a boost here. Who's on top of that boost? Where is he? There he is.
There's nothing really to find from it though, as Zeus is playing back, and they've got the window room smoked up anyway. It's gonna fade out now, but we can see Cold's position. He's inside of the ladder room. He's waiting for a play to come back over here through catwalk, because there's also the bomb is positioned inside of pretty deep inside of the apartments. So they will try to make this into a B play, but they've got to get mid control first. And they actually have a couple players sitting outside of connector that could probably hold this back pretty heavily too, considering there's virtually zero pressure coming onto that A bomb site.
Yeah, and as soon as Fallen or Cold spot anything, I mean, you see Cold playing up on top of the ladder room right now, just waiting for anybody to peek out from underneath the window to try to spot his position. Looking for anything that he can possibly find, but it's going to be Fallen over here by connector. He's taking these short peeks, but there is one player, actually 2 players that are starting to creep up on his position, and he doesn't spot either of them. He's, oh man, they are so close. Just giving each other
the worst thing about trying to set up a play like as advanced as this on Team Peacemaker's side is that they don't have any smokes or anything to make this work. So they have to try and just hope Team Zeus is looking at them when they try to cross these angles. The plant is coming in, but oh my goodness, he gives his life away for the plant. What a huge risk. And now it's all Lucas, but he picks up 2 kills with his pistol. Finally, he's traded back down. And Taco is trying to rush over here towards the site, but Fallen is easily going to grab that defuse before he can arrive towards here, so he's looking to save the AK now. A bit of an awkward situation there at the end of the round for Team Peacemaker, as unfortunately they're going to drop this one.
That was really unfortunate because they had actually gotten that player from connector all the way around. I believe that was actually Fur, had lurked his way all the way up through connector in towards jungle. And when they started to rotate onto that B bomb site, the player in the backside of the A site spotted him and took him down. Otherwise, he could have done some serious damage. He was right behind Fallen walking into towards the window room. So, nice catch there from Team Zeus, and they shut that down. And now you can actually see Taco's going to buy up an AK into this round, which is precarious in its own right. And he is going to be up in the apartment hallways again, just seeing if he can do any damage this time around again.
So still playing very, very slowly once they get themselves to these pretty steady positions now on the side of Team Peacemaker. And Zeus not going to take any risk on them even getting close to this bomb site now, as they themselves start to get aggressive on the CT side after they throw their smokes out. Take a look at Cold now, pushing out towards middle. He still has the support of this smoke, but it's going to fade away pretty soon, so he has to fall back inside of that ladder room. Now waiting for the peek, managing to catch one of these players out, but it's Fallen's turn to party inside of the connector, picking up 1 kill, and he finding a trade for it as he is able to take down Cold, and Taco looking for the slowy, and that's another great headshot for him to find as he takes down Boltz. FNX finding the trade onto that one. They drop the bomb inside of connector. The final 2 very split up, so one's going to take on a 1 versus 2 and lose it there as Taco falls. And Henny, although he's sort of maintained a bit of an illusion now, is going to get shut down easily by Fallen, just walking into these shots, unfortunately, round after round. Like, Zeus' defense is very easy to pull off.
Yeah, nicely positioned from Fallen. I mean, they had to have known that he was going to be coming on the flank, so he's just watching the jungle side of things. He had a teammate in tow watching for connector push, so they shut that one down, easy peasy, and they're going to go back onto a gun round here. That buy from Taco was just normalized money, because you can actually see he's back onto a full buy with a full arsenal of nades as well to work with. So this is a big buy from Team Peacemaker, but right now a lot of damage being done by Zeus' squad into this matchup so far. 10 rounds coming at you right now, and it's 8-1.
Still very spread out now on the side of Peacemaker, as they basically are investigating all options to look for a path into the site. FNX spots the play coming in through T-ramp, and they're going to toss a smoke up. Unfortunately, whoa, no, the team nade! I think Henny threw that nade a little bit too low, and it bounced off of Tetris and landed right at his teammate, so bit of a mistake there, as now Cold's going to pick up another one for the CT side. Down goes Lucas. They still have this one player positioned with the bomb, working his way up through T-ramp, but now he's lost the smoke, does not have nearly as much cover. Furt rolling in through connector, just going to do some work. Drops FNX, Fallen, and Cold. Now his teammate should be good to push in here a little bit more, and they're going to have the support of Taco coming in as he pushes his way through underpass in a moment as well.
Yeah, and with Boltz at only 6 HP over here trying to hold on by Ticket Booth, First should just be able to push in here and take him down, and that's exactly what he's going to try to do. That's going to be the 4K. Can he get the ace? He actually, I think, shot his teammate over there, and he's going to come around the corner. Finally shut down by Showtime. Now, we've seen Showtime make a 1v3 from this very position against Cloud9 not too terribly long ago, and we'll see if he can do it again.
Problem is, though, is that Peacemaker really doesn't have any reason to peek him and take duels in a one-on-one situation. They've got to plan the perfect position, and now he's going to throw the smoke over it, but they've already spotted him, so his teammate can just peek right now. However, they didn't end up doing that, and that smoke works great, because now he's still sitting in behind this, not going to go for the defuse, and oh no, he can't find the bomb! He finds it, but it's too late, as Henny locks onto the headshot, takes him down, and there is another one coming onto the board here for Peacemaker.
That was a little awkward there at the end, wasn't it? What a round from Fur, though. I mean, he just completely opened that round up. He was 2-9 going into that, but he just barrels up through connector. He did the same exact thing that he did a couple rounds ago, where he lurked up in connector, got that forward position. This time he was able to clear out underneath a balcony, because that's where he got shot from the last time. So he clears out under balcony, pushes in towards the window room, and just annihilates the defenses in that area. And now you see the switch up from the CT side of Zeus' squad as they go full aggressive here in mid. Two players pushing up to the top side of mid, and it's just Lucas with the Tech 9 to try to hold this one off.
They're just going to get super aggressive this round. They want to shut it down. That economy, despite the fact they're leading in rounds, the economy, like I talked about this before, this is probably been one of the biggest problems, is now they get into another duel. Felps, it's all been like these big one-man plays from Team Peacemaker, and it's happening again, as now it's all Felps doing the work there, waiting for the peak, as we do see Boltz starting to work his way through connector, but he doesn't peek out towards jungle where Felps is looking for a shot. I'm not sure if he noticed it there, but he could have seen the barrel. However, he's going to get taken down by Taco. And now the last two CTs are going to have to try and rotate themselves together towards the bomb site. Thankfully, they haven't been split, as there is no presence in the window room, so both Cold along with FNX can get themselves together, and Peacemaker still has a long rotate to get this bomb in a good position.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Felps loses that battle with FNX. He gets taken down, so that's a op out of their hands. Coldzera holding from jungle side. They're finally moving that bomb in. They've got a player playing aggressively here by the CT stairs, and they've actually rotated FNX back over towards the B bomb site, so he's going to have to re-rotate back in here towards A. Coldzera is going to have some work to do with this Desert Eagle. See if he can hit any nice shots here on the Taco, as he is just going to fall back and play from the firebox. I might have gotten the top of his head spot. Oh, and there's the Juan Dig. Picks up an AK for his troubles, and now they know exactly where Taco is, and he's going to get pushed from both sides, and he goes down. Jeez. Nicely played. Good patience from Cold.
It's getting brutal at this point, man. Like the shutdowns that just tend to happen here from either side. All these players just going crazy. Like it's at certain sections of the round too. We had Felps making some crazy entries there on the terrorist side, and then we see FNX doing some work later on, and then it's just Cold that rolls in there with the Deagle and then switches it over to the rifle to close out the round. Some big plays for everybody on the team to make things happen here, and Zeus will continue a very steady lead on the CT side because of that.
Yeah, and again, that completely shatters the economy of the terrorist side. They're going to go for a full investment here. 4 Tech 9s and an AK, and this time it looks like they're going to go a little bit heavier towards the B-bomb site. But pushing through the A-ramp smoke is Taco, And he finds a handful of damage there onto Boltz, trying to pull a little bit of a distraction over in this area so his teammates can work their way up towards the B halls, but they've got to deal with Shoowtime and this pesky AWP that's perched up here on the balcony. And he's going to spot out one, but he is fully flashed. He's going to try to stave off this push by dropping flashes. He actually gets naded out here by a teammate, and finally the backup comes, but oh man, it's just a slaughter here from the terrorist side.
Fallen jumped on top of Lucas and didn't notice it as he sat in a position just below a smoking connector. As Fallen was trying to jump peek over it, he didn't realize someone was actually in connector, so he got killed by that. Now it all falls to another 2 versus 2. FNX barely jumping out of danger there as he gets himself into another duel with Fur, but he is going to be out moving for the frag, and if he doesn't check behind him here in a second, he's a dead man. There we go, Fur. Easy pickup for him, and closes out the final kill. Peacemaker, finally we're getting some of these rounds traded back and forth, but it's happening very late in the half, so Team Zeus should not have a very big reason to worry about this so much as we're coming towards the final rounds.
I don't know. This actually hurts a little bit because this is going to give Peacemaker an opportunity to get at least a 4th round here, and then they're going to also be on a pretty limited bye going into the final round of the half, or the final 2 rounds of the half on the Team Zeus side. So this is a golden opportunity for Peacemakers to at least maybe 9-6 this half, and there's a great start. Taco, nice shot onto Coldzera in window room. Not even going to give him a chance to use that pistol at long range.
Yeah, they're just trying to get aggressive again, but Peacemaker, they're ready for this one. Taco picking up 1 kill and is traded out, but Lucas finding a second one. Not going to let them get away with anything. That mid push has now fallen down. Shoowtime waiting for more of them to stack up towards middle. They've read it correctly from the side of Team Zeus. They know it's probably going to be played towards the A-bomb site. Now it's about making magic happen with these deagles, because neither of them have armor sitting behind it too. So as soon as they peek out and as soon as they're shot first, they'll be dead men. And that is exactly what happens with Lucas and Felps picking up this final 2 frag.
Yeah, and you can see this actually might be it's going to be another save going in for the final round of the half from the Team Zeus side. So we could see a 9-5, maybe a 10-5 halftime or a 9-6 halftime score. So this is actually a golden opportunity for Peacemaker's squad to get back into this one.
So taking a look at Team Peacemaker now, as all their players just going to go for a little bit of a mid play and then having the players push themselves. One's going to go through underpass to get better mid control, and they still have some presence in the apartments to make sure they themselves don't get pushed. But Shoowtime, big mistake from him going for the jump peek from Van, and he shuts that down and takes him out of the picture. And already they have an advantage in this round. In the final 4 are going to have to try and split themselves up or go for a gamble, which is what they're doing now.
Yeah, nice pick off there, but again, it's not really the biggest buy out of the Team Zeus side. They've kind of equalized their money down around 2K. They're going to use the money bonus to work forward. But again, Fur, this is the second time that we've seen him do this where he works his way up into that forward position. It's Fallen from Catwalk, though, that's going to take down Taco. And now they're going to peek in. Oh my god, he almost doubled them as they push on in. But Lucas does answer back. Boltz did pick off Felps, but comes down to a 2v2, and Fallen actually almost kills his teammate. And there's the peek from Henny. They both miss.
The bomb's out in the open, so they have to try and retrieve this. The problem for the T's now, too, again, they had this in our previous round as well. They don't have any smokes, won't have to worry about Fallen. He jumps. It's going to mess up his potential to win that duel there. And now Fur takes him down, and they're just trying to nade out the last player. FNX, he gets brought down to 19 HP. They know he's coming in from middle, but they just can't figure out exactly where. Now he's revealed himself. The shot's coming out from connector. They know exactly where he's playing it from. Final 2 are actually going to swap positions a little bit here, as they hold Henny back a little bit, and they're just going to have Fur put a forward angle. But FNX sneaking through, walks right into the crosshairs of Henny. That shuts it down, and Peacemaker, they get a 5th round onto the board here as we head into the last round of the first half.
Yeah, and this is a golden opportunity because Shoowtime doesn't have an op, Fallen doesn't have an op. Their rifles are both very, very strong, but neither of those 2 players playing with an AWP moving forward into this round. So I expect to see Team Zeus maybe try to get in Peacemaker's face a little bit more this round. They can't really sit back and play those passive angles and rely on those ops to do their jobs. And Henny coming alive in that last round, picking up a couple of frags as well. So nice to see him starting to do a little bit of work here on the terrorist side. And that's a great nade to A-Ramp. Felps and Taco taking a boatload of damage on that one.
Both of them going to be down pretty low, and Felps, he just had enough of waiting around. That's a perfect pop flash, but they can't get that kill. That takes way longer than it should have. Boltz is going to end up going down, but Fallen coming out through underpass picks up another trade, taking down Lucas. Taco, good assist on keeping his teammate alive. That's going to keep Felps in the action now as they eliminate FNX and Cold. He's just going to wait outside connector, waiting for them to go for a little bit more of sight control. They've taken so much damage. Fur's going to surprise up on the top of middle a little bit. Oh, and a big mistake from Felps as he comes outside of that smoke a little bit too much. Fall and 2 easy kills for him to pick back up. And now it's down to a 2 versus 2 to close out the half.
Yeah, and Showtime is in a great position. As soon as that bomb starts to get planted, he should be pouncing here, but maybe he didn't hear it from where he was. He's just going to wait for Fallen's support to come all the way around from T-spawn, but look at this. Henny is ready. He knows. He hears the footsteps. He heard him push up to the top side of mid, and he's going to take him down, but now it's a 1v1 as Showtime picks off another one. In 16 HP, he's going to work out towards Tetris. He's in the right spot at the right time, and Henny's going to close it out. 9-6, so what a recovery from Team Peacemaker. They're right back in this.
Patience is a virtue with Henny. It's like the second or third time he's found a kill because Zeus has been playing super aggressive. And they just walk into those frags for him. So it's a nice play style from him, and that's clutched out quite a few rounds now. At the very least, has guaranteed minimal losses for his team. So it'll keep itself close as we head into the second half, which is going to get started immediately. Zeus had a good run, but it stopped a little bit here now. And jumping on to that CT side, we might see a very large potential for Peacemaker to make a comeback now, especially if they can pick up this pistol, of course.
Yeah, that was actually 4 rounds in a row to close out the half for Team Peacemaker. So nicely done from them. That was a big recovery on the half from that side. So now they get a golden opportunity to do some work. Showtime's going to have the raid boss by. He's got the small armor and the Tech 9 to work with. And they're going to push a couple of players into B halls, a couple out to the top side of mid, and a very aggressive push here on A ramp is FNX is going to be able to find the first one. There's another one around the corner. That's Felps. He's going to take the fight, and he is going to win that as well. So 2 opening picks here from FNX, and this is not the start that Peacemakers wanted.
So now they all collapse themselves over here towards the middle to make a big play. Cutting in now through connector, and they boost a couple players inside of the window room too. They realize Fur's going to be sitting in that corner. Fallen just jumps midair, completely overwhelming him and eliminating him. Now they pick up a second kill. Finally, Taco finding at least one pickup, but that is it. As we'll very quickly see Showtime taking him out of the picture. Zeus with a shutdown on this team side. They don't even need the plant. They just come in full DM mode there, taking down everybody from Team Peacemaker. And Zeus will actually keep their lead going now on this terrorist side.
It was interesting, though. The thought on the pistol round was push aggressively for information on A ramp. Maybe they're going to set up for, you know, some sort of a smoke execution onto A in the pistol round. And they didn't even get the trade on FNX that was down there by himself. So big play from them, and now we've got an underpass push, and this is going to be scary. FNX at the top of the stairs. Felps, though, he's not going to be able to connect on that one, and he does eventually go down. So nicely managed from FNX to open up the round once again.
He predated it too. He knew that was coming from a mile away. So nicely handled there by FNX. And now the team just has to take their time because they knew they decided to play it aggressively a little bit, at least with this one player, so they can wait it out. Hope there's going to be a little bit more because there very well might be. But the rest of the team seems to be holding back, with the exception of Taco, who has made that aggressive push inside of the apartments. He, unfortunately, will only end up grabbing at most 1 kill. Oh, 2 now from this position. They're going to push right in, but they're moving together. That doesn't stop them, though, as he is able to finish off FNX, looking for the second one. Lucas did pick up a kill in her, however. Now we see Boltz moving in. He's going to find another pickup on towards Taco, and Fallen finding a second one on towards Lucas. Down to a 3-on-2, and they're slowly eliminating these CTs as Zeus takes back control of the round.
Yeah, nicely done. Fallen on Catwalk's going to spot out the final one. That's going to be Fur trying to make something happen, but really in this situation, he's not really going to be able to do too terribly much. They've got such an arsenal, and now they can just play this passive position. Fallen going to pick up the AK-47 and salvage that for his team for the next round, and it will be an 11-6 scoreline, as it looks like Fur is just going to settle for some exit frags. But since they know that his position is Catwalk, they should be exiting CT side, and you can see Cold is going to take that MAC-10 around the corner and look for any kind of information to support that AK and keep that in the hands of the T side.
So no one from Team Zeus is going to be able to spot him. They're all checking the wrong spots right now, and Fallen just takes a complete pass on checking inside of the window room where he could have potentially taken him out of the mix. So he'll survive with that, but not going to ultimately be too much now. This won't be the difference between having the one upgraded pistol and having no upgraded pistols heading into this next round here, as this is now going to be the full save round from Team Peacemaker. It does set a very bad precedent, though, especially with the huge comeback they made in the later portions of their T half. Now they have to work basically from the halfway point and try to reestablish the scoreline here, whereas Team Zeus is going to be only 4 rounds away from taking the map.
Yeah, just a bit of a tough spot for him to be in. A little bit of a rough patch moving into this round, but there you go. The pot flash comes out. Coldzera is going to pounce. It's a stack in the A bomb site. He spotted one out, and he's going to get flashed perfectly. Nicely done. Fur is going to find one. Fur is going to find 2. Fur is going to look for a third. Not going to be able to get it, though. And that Molotov is going to do its work as well. Henny is down and out. Fur goes down as well. Now Fallen here from Connector is going to take down Lucas. Last man standing is going to be Taco, trying to do something, but he's only got a silent USP. He's eating flashes over here. Another one comes in as well, and there's not really a whole lot that he's going to be able to do. And that bomb's still yet to even get planted.
Just push it. Go for it. Don't care. You're losing the round anyway. There you go. FNX will take him out of the picture. And Zeus starts off the half 12-6 as we now get into the first gun round. Henny goes for the immediate investment into the op. And he's going to take a glass cannon, so he's going to have to play from a pretty safe position. But the rest of the team just goes for the rifle buy. Unfortunately, though, when you take a look, they actually don't have a whole lot of utility beyond their smokes.
Yeah, Henny looks like he's going to take a peek here at A ramp early on in the round. Nope, he's just going to go straight for connector. And this is the right call right here. They molly it out. He's already got the smoke down. There's a slight gap over the top of that, and he might be able to take down Fallen if he gets too peaky. Flashbang comes out around the corner. He's going to have a lot of work to do. There is he. Oh, never mind. Cold's just going to pre-fire him and just knocks him down immediately into the round. So that sucks.
Lucas takes the big risk in just pushing out, though, to find the trade, despite the fact that he has no intel as to what could actually be over there towards middle. The unfortunate part, though, is Boltz is just going to roll into this A-bomb site and do work. The player who was underneath platform had no clue because he had no team support that anyone had even pushed out from Palace, so that's a free kill. And again, Zeus, once we get into an evenly traded battle, Zeus just goes full aggression and pushes in Peacemaker, having no time to defend themselves. They're just overwhelmed.
Well, funny enough, I was actually watching there was a Thorin video that was published earlier today that had Fallen, NBK, and Yenko on it, along with Thorin. And one of the things that Fallen was actually talking about is how they actually have set strategies that they will run on Luminosity when they get into a man disadvantage or a man advantage in a round like a 3v3 or a 3v4 situation, that they actually know exactly what to do. So this guy, Fallen, man, he is one of, if not the best IGL in the game right now.
Showtime, finding a first pickup for the T's now. You see Taco hoping to maybe catch FNX. You can definitely hear him jumping around, but he thinks he's at, oh, bit of a miscalculation there, as he thought he had jumped out the window already, and he misses his opportunity to find the shot. Brings it down very, very low, just down to 11 HP. But now everything pulls itself over towards Fur, who did pick up the kill on a Fallen and has the op. The big task now would be saving it, as the team has no reason to rush.
Yeah, really tough spot. It looks like he might actually favor going for this one, but Cold is ready and waiting. And there it is. Big round from Cold. Picks up 2 kills, but 2 of them were really fancy shots. Hits one nice one on Catwalk and finishes things off with a very clean execution onto Fur. So 14-6, looking a little one-sided right now for Team Zeus. And this is really Team Peacemaker's last chance to stay alive in this one, and Taco is going to pick up an op along with Henny.
Going all in on this one now because they can finally afford the double op setup, but Henny's only really had one real chance to play with this so far in this half, and that's been heavily detrimental to the side of Team Peacemaker, them not having the big op presence from him. This time he's going to try to change that, though, as he gets super aggressive, putting himself inside of ladder room. Molly's going to be a little off the mark to actually stop him from peeking from this angle, but they have a smoke to cover it. They're actually not pushing any further than that. Scratch that. We do see Cold moving past the smoke, and that's a big mistake, as he'll be eliminated. They also lost Showtime early on in this round, too, and now the guys from Peacemaker are going to try to get aggressive. Felps and Boltz going to trade a couple kills there, and now the final 2, trying to push themselves out towards Team Rap, but it's a separated push. Fallen moving in a little bit late, so he's going to lose FNX. And now Fallen will have to pull off the impossible to clutch this round.
And he's not even going to get very far on that one. He's going to miss that shot. Lucas is going to take him down, and finally Peacemaker gets something on their CT side. That's the first round they've won out of 7. Or 6. 6. Math is hard.
Math. It's a mathematical.
Bitch, man. It is a bitch. It's true.
It's like, damn. 2 + 2.
Plus
3
2.
Plus, yeah.
Oh,
I don't know.
It's hard.
Woo! It's tough.
Woo!
Okay. So now from Team Zeus, still having plenty of cash to play this, but Peacemaker with 0 fear and still playing aggressively despite how short of a leash they are on. They move in and they find a trade. Not really going to get a whole lot of intel off of that, though, so it's not... I don't really think at the end of the day it's worth that play, because now look at the B-site defense. It's going to be super weak, as now you basically just have one player to halt this site, and the others are going to be at least 5 more seconds away, and he doesn't even pick up any kills either. That's rough, to say the least.
He does good damage on the Boltz, but gets dropped immediately in there, so... They're trying to make something happen. Fur getting aggressive outside of the kitchen window, and he gets dropped immediately after that trade, so nicely done here. And there's the backstab. Showtime comes around the backside. Taco with the op, legs him, but that's going to be the 15th round, and the economy reset here from the Zeus side. So Team Peacemaker are reeling right now. They're going to buy what they can, but it's not going to be much.
Yeah, this would be amazing if they pulled off this hold here, considering what they're bringing to the table. 3 CZs, a Mag 7 on Henny, which is, I imagine, if he plays his normal position, he'd have to play it somewhere close to mid, but It looks like this time they're just going to put him over here closer to the A-bomb site, and then Felps is really the only player that can make an impact. Henny is going to be immediately tested. He's flashbang. Doesn't even realize that Cold is just rushing up the T-ramp on his own. So he's the cavalry, essentially, to scout things out. Picks up a second kill. What they haven't noticed, though, that should be blatant as heck, but there is a player sitting inside of this smoke that hasn't revealed himself as of yet. So he can impact Bacon and jump down inside of Sandwich, finding one kill. It'll very quickly be traded back out. Now it's down to a 2 versus 1, and everything falls to Taco.
Yeah, really difficult spot for Taco to be in. He wasn't able to pick up or salvage any of the guns. It's FNX and Boltz and a Molotov to jungle. They're going to give away his position here. He's still looking for a rifle to pick up, but he's making a lot of noise coming around the side here, and they know exactly where he is. It should be an easy cleanup, but unfortunately, FNX is actually going to miss that shot. Flashbang comes up and around the corner. Still not a lot of time. They're going for the knife fight! Oh, and Taco's going to get it.
He's running out of time though because he doesn't have a kit, so he needs to get on this bomb very quickly.
Oh, FNX
Smoke
wants
is
the
down.
knife too.
Oh, this is awkward. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna smoke.
He doesn't have a
But he's
kit
got
though,
no
so
time.
16-7 is going to be map number 1's final score as Team Zeus take that 1-0 lead, and we are going to be moving to Cobblestone for map number 2, guys. So make sure that y'all hang tight, and we will be back very, very shortly with map number 2, guys.